Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be really exciting news. I have officially got the new tooled, well, not really new tooled, it's new, it's tooled from like 2022, so it's not really new tooling, but it is the new kit that's come out from Airfix, being the Airfix Flying Dray. I'm your host, A.C.E Models. Today we'll be taking a look at this and seeing what you get for your money. Let's have some fun. So guys, as you can see, I have the kit in front of me here. This is the Flying Drake's box. Obviously, it's basically the same as the Mark 9 from many years ago. I'll try and keep it in frame for you so you guys can see. But, and also see me. But this has three schemes to it. Obviously, it has Scheme A. Scheme A is of one flown by Flight Lieutenant, and I'm going to butcher this name in a minute. It's a Polish name. Flying in 302 Squadron in France of August of 1944. So this is the one where you can fit the beer barrels underneath, and they are resin parts. You've then got Scheme B, which is another one based out. This is the December 1942 edition, based out of Biggin Hill Airfield, so quite a nice option. And then option C, which is the option I will be doing, the option where it's a rare Spitfire that you've ever seen. You have Mark 9s for this. It is of for Flight Sergeant Douglas Reed, based out of Takali Airfield. I think I butchered that name, but I might not have. Takali Airfield in Malta. So this is a Malta Spitfire, which means I will be doing it as a Malta Spitfire. Obviously at the top you've got obviously your flying hours and the what skill level it is, which is a 4. I'm going to open this box up in a minute, but first, before we even open the box and find out what the goodies are inside, this is also what you get with the product. Obviously, if you get it through airfix.com, you get a pin badge as well, but obviously I got it through a third-party retailer, so I got the pint glass. So that will be used for squash, water, and not alcoholic drinks. But yeah, that's also it. Right, let's cut this open and let's find out. Right, quick safety briefing though, for children watching this, obviously on my channel. Knives are sharp, knives are dangerous, knives are you do not take a knife out in public. If you have a grown-up nearby, please get them to do this, because this will hurt your fingers. As I'm trying to find the cut marks. Right, there and there. And then once you're finished with knives, put them away. Then they're safe, then they're legal, and then nothing happens to them. So yeah, let's crack this open. I'm struggling to get this open. Come on. Oh, I don't want to damage the box, because the box art looks really nice. And I've got the brand wrong way. I'm looking at this. So yeah, it's got like resin parts, obviously, as you can see. Just there, you've got like the CAD for the aircraft, and then obviously the resin parts at the top. And I think one of them's a beer barrel, which will be nice. So let's see what's in this box. Okay, that's the box lid off. So obviously, sprue A is of the 2.5 fuselage. So I've built this before, so it's got some detail to it, but it's not like overkill on their detail. It's still really nice. It hasn't got any flashing, which is always a good sign. And obviously then you've got the top of the cowling, so that is just that. And then Airfix does this occasionally with their parts to make sure that they don't chip, and this is all of the glass pieces. So you've got the canopy and the instrument panel and bits like that, and obviously I think that's just Yep, that's just a piece of the sprue. So yeah. And then obviously a piece of cardboard, which I will be keeping because it will be useful for protecting this whilst it's in storage. So I'll just pop it there for a minute. Then we have the upper wings and the swing spar. This is really nicely moulded. Obviously, as you can see, you've got the top bits for the air brakes, because obviously on the Spitfire you've got the top wing, and then next to it is the flap or the elevator-y thing. Underneath that is like a air brake that pops, so the pilot can drop it and it drops down, and then there's like a little antenna on the wing that tells you whether it's down or not. So this is basically the top bit, just there is the top bit for it. Another piece of cardboard. This has gone to town in this. And then this is the lower portion of the wings. You can see how big it's going to be, and that's not without tips on. So it's going to be a huge model. This is the same model as the one I've got up here, which is, if I try and drag this very gently, I'm trying to grab it from the engine bay, not from the actual middle section. It's basically the same aircraft. It's just going to be painted as different colours. So you can see that's the wingspan of it, which is huge. And obviously the propeller mode, the engine's exposed and everything's detailed. Right, I'm just going to pop the plane back up here quickly. There we go. So then obviously this is the, whichever sprue, this is sprue L. So then you've got the parts sealed in bag. So you've got the spinner, you've got the propellers. These are the cowling covers for the aircraft. This is the sprue G and F. So this has got bits of the wings and obviously the guns and stuff. So this is a lot like all the gun mounting wings and bits and bobs, and obviously those air brake systems that we talked about earlier. Here is sprues H and K. So this has got bits. K is for the engine. So as you can see, this is basically the engine bay. Right here, this is all bits for the engine. You build it up, and then obviously H is the tail stuff and the rudder of the aircraft. And then you have this one here. This is sprues D, J, N, E, and E. Basically the cockpit section. Some of the jig stuff for the cockpit, the landing gear stuff, so this is all the gears and bits. So yeah, and then obviously here you've got the resin parts, so like the beer barrels, you've got the cones, and a few other bits. I'll break this open and see if I'm going to show you something. I'll show you some stuff. So yeah, like that piece there, that's part of the beer barrel, and you've obviously got the beer barrel itself, and then the mounts for the beer barrels, and you've got the cone, you've got the cones, and you've got the and then that's the barrel itself, and then you've got obviously the P51 cones that you've got for it. So yeah. And these are all resin parts, so this is quite good for Airfix to actually give us some resin parts for this. So yeah, so that's that bag. This is why this is going to go back in here safely, so I don't lose it. And then obviously here we've got the other resin part and the masking set. This is courtesy of Edouard, another modelling company. So they've provided Airfix with the canopy stuff, so you can mask up the canopy. Obviously then you've got your decal paints. So here is scheme A, which is of that famous proper beer carrying one, and then obviously that is scheme B. Obviously with that beer barrel you can have the option to put the beer barrels on or not. And then scheme C, which is the one I will be doing, is that one, which is the Malta scheme. And then obviously at the back you've got your common stencils, where the stencil markings have to go for the aircraft. Then you have your instruction book. Obviously when you come to build it, read it carefully guys, because it will help you, and obviously there'll be bits in here that you need to make notes of. Obviously I'll be reading this in depth in a minute when I go onto the spreadsheet and start adding the paints and scheme markings and whatever. And obviously this is adding the resin parts and telling you where to cut them, and obviously how to put them on and everything. So make it so it looks like that particular one. I'm just gonna try and move it so it's out of the way for you. There we go. So that's the instruction book. It is, I think it's for the main Spitfire. If you want to build just the main Spitfire without the accessories on, it is 244 steps. With the accessories on, you're looking at about 250 steps. So it's a big thick booklet. It's thicker than it was the original run of the kit. So yeah, and then obviously I can't really get them out, can I? Oh. Out you come, Deco. That's the transfer paper, the tracing paper that they use to protect the decals. And here are the decals. These are high quality decals. Just checking that there's no silvering on them or anything. Shouldn't be, because these come from Italy and these are cartograph decals. So yeah, that is it guys. That's basically the entirety of the unboxing of that kit without even having to open the base. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching guys. I was your host Ace Models. Today we were looking at the new tooled, well kind of new tooled, but new model that's released for this year, being Flying Drake. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.